base for any good homemade soup is sweating off your vegetables. So I have a lovely array of root vegetables here. First of all, some leek, which is chopped, carrots peeled and diced. And remember, the smaller you cut them, the quicker they'll cook. We have some onion also, and then some celery. So there's lots of substance. It's a really wholesome, hearty soup, and it's so nourishing. Everything goes into the pot. It's the beauty about this soup. And it's a great way of using up our leftover quality assured cooked ham, which is fantastic. Gives great flavour to it too, but that goes in at the very end. A little bit of oil into the pan. Everything goes into the pan. Make sure the pan is nice and hot. So in goes the carrots, some onions. So use lots of seasonal vegetables in this. Some celery, sometimes very much underused, and a beautiful Irish vegetable. That goes in there. And then our garlic. So this is now the starting of the cooking process. So I'm going to reduce the heat. I'm going to let that sweat, and that's going to take a good 5 minutes until it's nice and soft. Not looking for colour, but just to gently start cooking the vegetables. So after 5 minutes, they're nicely soft, and so they're not fully cooked, but they've cooked down, so they have taken on a little bit of colour, but not too much. So what I'm going to do next now, I'm going to turn up the heat. We're going to put some smoked paprika, and this is delicious. Say if you're making a pork stroganoff, chicken stroganoff, this is really good. And also your regular tomato sauce. Some smoked paprika, so good in this. Tomato puree, I'm using the double concentrated tomato puree. So I'm going to put 2 spoonfuls in here. I'm going to stir this now. And then I'm going to put a pinch of some caster sugar. Just gives a lovely little bit of sweetness to the sauce and also to the soup. In goes my tomatoes, and I'm using canned tomatoes. And you'll hear that sizzle, which is what I want. 1 bay leaf. So when you boil your ham with all your vegetables, you're left with this beautiful, beautiful stock. So it's called ham stock. So bring it to the boil, let it simmer for a good 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, the soup looks like this. All we got to do is just simply put in our cooked ham to warm it through. It's already cooked, and cube it. You know, I don't want small little pieces. I want lots of nice ham in that. So put that through in there. Them are beans, and these are already cooked. You just get a can or a jar of them, rinse them through the sieve, so they're already cooked. All you're doing again is warming them through. And you can use lots of different beans. So these are the white cannellini beans, beautiful in a puree. So I'm just going to warm that through, and then we're ready to serve it up. I'm going to serve this with some wheaten bread, or you can use some soda bread. And just on top of it, a little bit of mature cheddar cheese just goes over the top. And then one of my favourite herbs, fresh basil. Who doesn't love fresh basil? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply tear that over the top, and that's it, ready to go. And a big, big bowl of it. Sprinkle it with some cheese, just over the top. And then a little bit of fresh basil. You can drizzle it with basil oil, but there's no need to. Just simply tear it on top. But for me, that is comfort food. It's a hug in a bowl. That's the ham, bean and vegetable soup. And remember, always choose food with the Board BA quality mark, so that you know where your food comes from and that has been produced to the highest Board BA quality standards.